Hey guys, Jib here, and welcome back to another Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 video. And now that it has been a week since the second weekend of the beta has ended, I figured I'd go over my thoughts and feelings and overall vibe about Modern Warfare 2. Now, to keep in mind, throughout the first weekend, the second weekend, and even a week after the second beta has ended, I still haven't watched any Modern Warfare 2 opinion videos. Now, I have seen opinions getting thrown around on Twitter, just because if you follow people, that's the nature of the beast. But I have not actually watched any Call of Duty opinion videos, thoughts and feelings, none of that. I've actually tried to, throughout this entire process, stay to myself so that I can develop my own opinions, have my own thoughts, and not be tainted by anybody else of what could be going on. So I know it's taken a bit to get around to it, but right off the bat, if someone asks me, did I enjoy Modern Warfare 2's betas? Did I have fun? How did I feel? Like, immediate grand reaction? I had fun the majority of the days during the beta. So the days that I didn't was the initial release with the, I guess, pre-orders only. Maybe it was the way people were playing or trying to abuse stuff. I don't know, but I didn't enjoy the first 2 days of each beta. But once it went open for everybody to play, it felt a little bit better. Now, I will say once crossplay got enacted, I wasn't very much a fan of that. Like, right off the bat, something felt off with like the gunplay and the gameplay. It didn't feel as crisp as when it was PlayStation only. I don't know if that was the servers or what it was, but the second weekend, it did not feel as good as the first. There are issues with this game. I will say that right off the bat. And I really do want to see some things fixed, but in the grand scheme of things, I had fun with what we were given. I thought the streaks were pretty solid, minus the chopper gunner. I guess what's funny is they were pushing how good their AI is, but the AI on the chopper gunner where it's supposed to drive you around, that wasn't working. So that was fun. I tried it 3 separate times and it never moved, including ground war. So the AI on that was bugged. The glaring issues that I have right now are they brought back Last Stand as a perk. I do not want to see that perk in this game. That is one of the things that if I was asked 3 things to be changed, that would be number 1 on the list of things that just need to be straight up deleted. We fought for many years to get Last Stand removed from Call of Duty. And they finally did it. And now they're bringing, like, Black Ops 3 had rejacked, but for the most part, we haven't had Last Stand minus self-res and Warzone. This is something I do not want to see come back. I don't care what the logic is behind it at Infinity Ward or any of these developers. We fought for years and years to get it gone. Do not bring it back. We don't want to see it back because I have to kill the guy twice, and every time is when his teammate rolls up and I get killed, and it's just one unfair mechanic. Just delete it. If anything, go back to the field upgrade where you could do the dead drop. I think maybe it was Vanguard or a different COD. You get once per game and you can continue your streak. If that's what y'all are worried about is the streaks, okay, whatever. Get rid of Last Stand. Be done with it. Other issues we were coming around. I know everyone's fighting over the minimap, and I can kind of see where Infinity Ward is coming from after. And this could just be opinion based off of grinding Vanguard nonstop and just getting sick and tired of people essentially being radar whores, quote unquote, where they're just staring at radar, staring at dots, and hunting it down. And you know what I'm talking about, right? Like, if you're not running Ghost and you immediately hear enemy UAV online, and all of a sudden you have 3 people who, like, you were flanking, turn around and shoot you immediately, that's what I consider, you know, radar whores. People who only 100% rely on the radar. So I can kind of see where they're coming from. They are trying to protect bad players, but I do feel like I would like a COD where we can take a break from people only hunting that radar and not actually moving around and using their senses. I could possibly switch my opinion later on about this, but after dealing with this in Vanguard for so long, a year break for me, I can understand that. I can see that. Would I like the traditional minimap to come back? Yes, but I'll deal with what we got. The other issue, the whole sense of dead silence being a field upgrade. This is something that I very much side with the community on. I do feel like we need Ninja as a perk to come back, but I'm not saying we don't need a counter. And this is something like me and Drift were talking about. Ninja needs to be its perk, and then we need to have Sit Rep from Modern Warfare 3 come back, which essentially disables Ninja for yourself. And the 2 perks would counter each other, right? Sitrep would allow, you know, you to hear Ninja players, and Ninja would hear Sitrep players. And if you put that also in the Ghost tier, well, you have a trifecta of counter to prevent abuse. Like, yes, people may run Ninja and counter UAV, but guess what? Sitrep can still hear Ninja. It's a way to solve the issue. We keep going back and forth across many CODs, fighting over this topic of, do we need to have Ninja as a perk? And the answer is Modern Warfare 3 solved this in 2011. This is not a conversation we should be having. This is not an argument we should be having. The solution existed 11 years ago. Just put them both in the game, remove Dead Silence as a field upgrade, or make it like Vanguard did, to where you get Ghost and Quiet Footsteps and it resets. But we need to stop this whole thing as developers saying, we only want it this way because this is what we want. We don't care what your opinion is. There's a perfect solution to make everybody happy. So do it. It's really that simple. The other issues I had, which is weird because previous games, Domination had some of the worst spawns I've ever seen from a Domination in Modern Warfare 2. I don't know why the spawns are so bad in Domination in Modern Warfare 2, but Hardpoint had better spawns in my opinion. I don't know. I was getting like TDM and Hardpoint felt like it had better spawn points than Domination, which shouldn't be the case. So hopefully they should be doing spawns background tweaking overall. Hopefully it gets fixed by launch. So those were pretty much all of the negatives, I have to say. I know I'm not a fan of the gun tree system, but I know where they're coming from. They're trying to revamp the gun unlocks and a new way for player retention to keep numbers on the books. I really don't like it. I think the super casuals are not going to be happy with it because it's going to force them to have to unlock everything. And people who only have maybe 30 minutes to an hour a day or a week, they're not going to unlock everything in Modern Warfare 2, at least in the first year. Maybe if it goes a full 2 years, they'll be able to unlock every gun and attachment. But right now, with the way they got it set up, I can't see with this branching tree being the super popular system that they make it out to be. I was personally getting aggravated because I had to like unlock this to unlock that, and then so on and so forth. So can I tolerate it and be fine with it? Yeah, I'm a Call of Duty no life. I can put in the time, unlock everything, be done with it. Will the casuals like it? I can't foresee them liking it too much because it is more grindy than not. The new perk system, I don't really care. They've already sped it up to where you unlock tier perk 3 and perk 4. So, I mean, it's just like having your standard perks, but with like a time delay. And it's not even that much, maybe 30 seconds. I noticed near the end of the second beta, I was having all my perks rather immediately. If they roll it back to weekend 1, yeah, I could see people complaining a lot more, but weekend 2, it seemed fine to me. It is nice, though, right off the bat, not having... It allows for players, I guess the better way to say it, to move around a bit more, to be a bit more free. But I definitely, like I said, I can understand, because there are certain aspects of Call of Duty where we don't understand why they're changing things. They shouldn't be changing things. And it seems like Modern Warfare 2, there is a lot of change happening just for the sake of change. It's not been asked for, it's not been needed, but I guess the devs want to throw it up and make a difference. It is what it is. I didn't have a big of a problem with the perks, but Blind Eye supposedly does fix the whole minimap issue, so they possibly also have an answer for the minimap where people don't like, so I'm fine with that. The maps, I guess we can get into more positive aspect. I actually like the fact that they had lots of color and were made well. It feels like they have a whole different map creator and head for Modern Warfare 2 than they did in Modern Warfare 19. 19 was just darkness, grays, browns, tans, hard to see players. I didn't like it. But with the maps that we at least had in the beta, there was a lot of color, a lot of brightness. Skyboxes were nice and reflected. You could see everybody. Offhand, on the multiplayer maps, I think the only map where it had a lot of darkness in it was like the shoot house inspired map, where it had like the shoot house area in the center and like the hotel off to the side. That was probably the only map that was kind of like dreary and not as colorful, and a little bit dark, but I could still see people on that map. But like the color schemes that I liked, Mercado de Almas was my favorite map. Colorful, bright, good skyboxes, overall great. And I'm actually happy because they're improving on Modern Warfare 19. There were several problems I had with Modern Warfare 19, which was like the movement speed, the maps were not pleasant on the eye, the maps sucked. I had fairly a few issues, but I don't know if it's just because we had a field of view changer in the Modern Warfare 2 beta and I was on PS5, but it felt like it played faster and it looked better. I thought Modern Warfare 2 fixed a lot of issues that I had with Modern Warfare 19. The kill streaks seem fairly solid with a slight like reinvent. For example, for those of you who saw the drone with the bomb attached, that's essentially an RCXD but aerial form. I'm okay with that because it's not super fast. It still takes some time, but it's still pretty cool. And they brought back a lot of fan favorite stuff. There are a lot of streaks currently in Modern Warfare 2. My hope is that's not the only streaks we see throughout this game's lifespan. I very much would be happy if we keep seeing kill streaks added, kind of like Vanguard did. In my opinion, if I could get one a month, one every 2 months, I would be very happy because there's streaks from previous, especially Modern Warfare games I would love to see come back, like the Reaper drone where you could fire the rockets, or the VTOL type ship where you can, it's like a chopper gunner, emergency airdrop combined kind of thing where it'll like sit over an area. The IMS, there's a lot of streaks I would like for them to add in just to keep the gameplay a bit more fresh, because if they're going to drop it and all we get are new guns and operators, it won't make the old maps that came out on launch play any different. But if you start having different streaks that may affect the flow, bringing like the Guardian back from Black Ops 2, the maps might start to, at a certain point in the game when people earn streaks, play a little different, feel a little bit better. So hopefully they do plan on bringing that back. But I put in a lot of time on the Modern Warfare 2 beta. I think I did 3 to 4 hours a day for all 10 days that they had it out. So overall, I would say I'm happy with it. I don't know if maybe because Vanguard was just as bad of a COD. Like it will go down as my worst COD of all time. The one I hate the most. Could it be beat? Maybe one day, but Vanguard was very bad to the point where I honestly wish they hadn't put it out, to be honest. And I think it's impacted Warzone negatively as well, because people don't want to use old stuff. People want modern guns and stuff like that. But we'll see how that plays. Now, I will say with Modern Warfare 2 in the AI-based game modes, I won't be touching those. Unless they have the AI counts towards your camo challenges, I have no reason to touch those game modes. I felt kind of like disrespected, or like I was getting a participation ribbon playing ground war with the AI. I think it was called Invasion maybe, because every time I thought I was going to kill a player, majority of the time it was an AI. And I don't care if it says player or whatnot in the chat. I just personally hate it. It feels like going back to the Black Ops 2 days of combat training where it would put bots on the map and then at a certain point it would mix in low-level players as well. That doesn't interest me. Don't like it one bit. Ground war was okay. Wasn't over the top amazing. It plays just kind of like Modern Warfare 19's Ground War. It is what it is. It kind of looks a little worse. I don't know if that was just me. Maybe it could have been the render distance. But I think I would do Ground War for probably long shot stuff because it is a little bit easier over there. But for the time being, I think I will be sticking to multiplayer. Hopefully they have the old school Ground War, which is 9v9 and 10v10, because Museum plays slow in 6v6. It could use 8v8 or 9v9, but I don't want it to go back to like the Modern Warfare 19 where they had that middleman thing where it was still like giant maps with higher player count, so it still played slow but fast if you were in a certain area. I want it to stay like the old school Ground War. It's just more players on the same maps. Mercado de Almas might not be able to handle more, but Museum definitely could, because right now with Museum when we were playing, everybody was huddled around B domination, the escalators, and just that section of the map versus going out to the globe section. I very rarely found people out there unless they were spawning. So I think that pretty much wraps up. The guns felt pretty solid. Weekend 2, they felt inconsistent, but that could be because of crossplay in the servers. Sad to say, Weekend 2, we saw hackers. I was able to go across TikTok and just straight up find people hacking and like gloating about it. I don't know if Ricochet was active. I thought it was. But if not, it's still very disheartening seeing hackers, you know, the first weekend PC has access. And my opinion is going to stand as this. If I start running into hackers, I'm going to disable crossplay, and I'm going to push that as hard as I can for other people to disable it, because we're going into year 4 of Call of Duty not having an anti-cheat that literally shuts down hackers. It's one thing to run into a hacker one time a day if you're playing for like a 4-hour section. It's another thing where you're like, every other game you're questioning a person because the shots just don't add up, or them knowing where you are doesn't add up. So if that starts becoming an issue, I'm going to disable crossplay and I'm going to promote it. I really feel like with how PC is impacting so many players that we need a console only crossplay option just to get the hackers out of the pool. You can use mouse and keyboard on these consoles. You can do it even without a Cronus and Zen. But we need to get rid of hackers one way or another. And if that means sacrificing PC, look, I've played COD on PC a lot, but if we have to sacrifice that platform because you cannot get the hacks under control, so be it. And it's sad to say because I like doing open lobbies and playing with y'all, but I'm not going in a year 4 dealing with hackers. It's just not a thing I'm interested in doing. I'm here to have fun, and that's what I did with the Modern Warfare 2 betas. Both weekends, I actually had fun most of the time. Like, I will give a little bit of credit to Infinity Ward that I think they did an overall good job. Things need to change, but the level of fun to bullshit, right now, fun was higher than the bullshit factor, personally for me. And in the end, when it comes to Call of Duty, that's all I can ask for, because like I enjoyed Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, and they were full of bullshit, right? Modern Warfare 3, death streaks, support streaks. Black Ops 1, second chance, ghost abuse. Modern Warfare 2, noob tubes, death streaks. But the fun was always higher than the BS. So right now, as it stands, Modern Warfare 2, the fun factor for me is higher than the BS factor. Will that change when the game releases? We only know, because day 1 of the beta release, I got NoobTube. If that's going to become an issue, we'll only be able to find out then, because it was part of the Vault Edition weaponry. We didn't get to see everything that was in the game. We didn't get to see what is to come. So there might be BS around the corner. But as of right now, my overall final review of Modern Warfare 2 based off the beta is I had fun. And this is coming from a guy who typically is hating on COD for one reason or the other. But like I said, maybe it's just because I grinded so much Vanguard and it's the worst Call of Duty of all time that I feel like Modern Warfare 2 is a breath of fresh air. It literally could be that reason. So we'll find out the more we play. It drops on the 28th, and I will be trying to level up my stuff and maybe even start the camo grind. Hopefully it's not glitched like Vanguard was. And I will be streaming plenty, YouTube and Twitch. And I hope you guys are able to swing by. But after all this long video, let me know what you think about the Modern Warfare 2 beta in the comments down below. What did you enjoy? What did you hate? Do you have it pre-ordered? Because I have seen plenty of people saying that they're canceling their pre-orders. I've seen people saying, I don't like certain aspects. I'll play it a little bit. And then I've got some people I've seen it's guaranteed buy. They're definitely going to play the hell out of it. So I want to know what y'all think across the spectrum down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like, subscribe if you're new. And then, hey, I'll see y'all guys later. Peace out.